guys, welcome back to the Strong Girl Gossip podcast for episode number 11.
My lucky number. It's also my birthday, which is quite soon. But welcome back, guys. Got a lovely, lovely little episode for you today. Well, hopefully, we haven't done it yet. We're about to do it. But it's all about habits which can change your life, essentially. These are the ones that me and Jess have put together that we just know have made such a difference to our lives. So we want to bring the same to you.
And the simple stuff is always overlooked. I say this to clients, to anyone who I have a conversation with, really. Like, how well are you doing the basics? Do the basics very well, rinse and repeat them. You'll see more progress. You'll feel so much better than, honestly, any other kind of quick style method. Going back to basics, but before we do, win of the week.
Win of the week, I'm put on the spot. My win of the week is training yesterday because I really didn't want to, but it's meant that I can have a rest day and a day at home where I don't have to go on any public transport today, and I value that a lot. So that was my win.
So my win is that on the weekend I was this close to ordering a takeaway. That close, like, do you know where you get it up on your phone, it's in the basket, you're about to check out? Didn't got up instead, went into the kitchen, got my gusto meal, made that instead. It was very difficult, but it was done. And after I thought, do you know what, that actually tasted a lot better than that margarita pizza would have done. So sometimes takeaways are necessary, but sometimes I think they're unnecessary. I was being lazy. When you're being a lazy gal, you got to try and get
I always say this. Sometimes when I want to get a takeaway, I'm like, am I just being lazy, or do I actually really want the food?
Yes.
What were you going to get?
What from the takeaway?
Yeah.
I was going to get a margarita pizza platter, which I know is dead basic and boring as well. But it is a favourite.
Like it.
I feel like, comment below, what's your favourite takeaway? What do you get from the takeaway, guys? Health and fitness.
Health and fitness podcast.
Anyway, moving on to the topic. 7 habits to change your lifestyle. Going to keep it super quick fire. Ella's going to go with number 1.
Number 1, movement. This can be anything, right? It can be getting out for a walk, getting outside, getting the sun or the clouds on your face. It can be what I did this morning, which is getting up, having a little stretch. Just some movement that isn't the gym, just something to get you moving and grooving, take you away from your desk, take you outside and just switch everything off for a little bit and just get moving.
Honestly, there's something in just going for a walk, getting outside and just going for a walk with your favourite podcast or audiobook or whatever it is. It's just does wonders for your mental health. So going on to number 2, hydration. Super simple, but if you're not drinking any water, why are you not drinking any water? First of all, go and get yourself some water. If you really don't like it, buy some flavoured water, add some juice into it, but just get hydrated. Tea and coffee doesn't count, just if anyone listening thinking, I drink plenty of it. If it's in tea and coffee, doesn't count, kind of does the opposite. So just make sure that you are getting some fluids in that aren't beverages.
Definitely. Then going on to sleep, which is my favourite. 8 hours if we can, girlies. I know it's hard, like some of you listening might be shift workers. I myself get up very early most days for work. So it can be hard to get my 8 hours in, but God, can I tell the difference when I do? In my training, in what I eat, literally just everything. If you can make that effort just to go to bed pre-planned so that you're going to get at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep in, it's just going to make your day the next day so much better. You're going to be more clear. You're going to make better decisions that are aligned with your goals, and you're going to have energy to train.
The simplest thing, but if you are tired, it has a knock-on effect to literally everything. Your training, your nutrition, and honestly just your ability to show up as a nice person. So it really does have a knock-on effect. So take some time to take yourself to bed early. I always say work backwards from your alarm. So you've got to be up at like 6 a.m. Make sure you're in bed by 10 or whatever. Not good at maths, so hopefully that was right. But anyway, moving on to the next one, we are going on to micronutrients. How much fruit and veg are you getting into your day? I like to call it colour because I think it's simple. Like basically the more colour into your day, the better. Fruit, vegetables, just get them in. Maybe that's just having one source in every single meal that you have. Maybe it's making a conscious effort to snack on it. Just get loads of fruit and veg your day of eating.
Yeah, and I think sometimes people are like, oh, well, how can I change my whole diet to be a healthier person? It's like, well, no, just like add one vegetable to a meal you would usually make, and that will make more difference than you think.
Massively.
Going on to the next one, it's a high protein breakfast. This ticks a few boxes, to be honest. Having breakfast. I think there's a lot of women, especially out there, that will just skip breakfast, not eat till lunch. And that is just going to make you crave more things that your body doesn't need. It's going to make you hungry. Again, it's that fatigue, it's the tiredness, it's not being the best version of yourself. And if you can make that breakfast high protein, that is a double whammy, double tick. Well done, gold star for you. Because again, that's going to keep you fuller for longer. It's going to keep cravings at bay, and it's just going to set you up well for your day.
I can't relate when people say they're not breakfast people, but I also do get it because I used to not be a breakfast person. But I think that's because your body gets used to it, right? So if for like you haven't had breakfast for a very like a few weeks or whatever, your body will adapt to that. But as soon as you start having it again, you'll notice that your energy levels will be on the up. You'll feel so much better for it. So if you're listening thinking, not a breakfast girly, give it a go. Give it a go over the next few weeks and see what a difference that can make to your day of eating and also just your overall energy levels throughout the day as well.
Start with something small.
That small. Next one, really overlooked again, but gratitude. Like, how positive are you being? When we're talking gratitude, we're not saying that it will suit everyone to sit and write 3 things you're grateful for every single morning in a journal. Maybe that's not your vibe, but maybe it's just a case of like being so like super mindful of how are you thinking? What thoughts are you putting into your brain every single day? Because it is like positivity breeds positivity. So if you are waking up going, oh, it's raining outside, I'm not happy, blah, 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 you will literally have the worst day ever. If you wake up with a different mentality and mindset and try and pick like the good in things. So yes, maybe it is raining outside, but you've got a car, so it doesn't actually matter. Or maybe you've just bought a really nice coat to keep you dry. Like it's really about just leaning into things that you are grateful for and just that the small things. And I think mindset plays a huge part in how everyone's life kind of pans out anyway. Would you agree?
Definitely. And I think especially with training, it's that like I've heard this till the cows come home, but it's being able to say, I don't have to train, I get to train, you know, and it's just switching your mindset on that and being like, do you know what? I'm actually grateful that today I feel well enough to go to the gym. I feel energized enough to go and able to move my body. And it's just kind of putting a more positive spin on things. But for a lot of us, you know, that's not always natural. So practicing gratitude, you know, like you said, whether it's writing something down, just being more mindful of it and aware, it's going to make a big difference.
It all starts up here, doesn't it? So if you're aware of the way that you are thinking, it's easier to rectify.
Yeah.
But what? Last habit, big one.
Big one is training, is getting your workout in, of course. This is definitely something that has changed my life. And you know, with all of these 7 habits, they're not going to be things that you will find you take like a duck to water overnight. They're things that you have to implement slowly. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to miss training sessions. You know, it's not something that comes naturally to everyone, and that is fine. So starting up a habit, I would say start small. So, you know, whether it's going for a 30-minute workout once a week, just putting training in there so that you are doing a formal type of exercise, I would call it, every week is really going to massively change your life.
And in no way are we saying that you're going to have one Stanley cup of water and completely transform your life. We're not saying that, right, guys? But what we are saying is if you put these 7 habits into play and rinse and repeat them and do them again and again and again, ideally on a daily basis, you will notice a difference to how you act, how you show up, and how you just generally feel.
Yeah, and I think going back to something you said at the beginning, like these are the simple things, but they aren't actually simple to implement.
Yeah.
Like it is actually easier probably to go and spend a shit ton of money at a recovery center, I don't even know, to like get your recovery than being able to say, yes, I solidly get 8 hours of sleep every night. They are hard things to implement, especially all in tandem. But that kind of brings us on to something exciting that's happening. Do you want to take it away?
Yeah. So we thought, okay, we've just given you the habits. How can we actually help you implement them? So if you don't already know, you need to get to know that we have a Strong Girl Goss community Facebook group. It is totally free for any of you guys to join. So if you're not in there, we'll obviously, of course, we'll leave the link in the bio so you can jump on inside and get inside. But what we are going to be doing is the 7-day glow up with the Strong Girl Goss community. So Ella and I are going to be taking you through a 7-day challenge, and we are essentially going to be going through the 7 habits we have just talked about and helping you guys implement those into your day. Now, yes, it's only 7 days, but the idea is we set you up for success. So after those 7 days are finished, you can continue to implement those habits, and you will start to notice a difference by the end of this year if you keep consistent with them.
Definitely. And I think a massive thing with habits is like overwhelm and not, doing too much too soon. And that's something we've really thought about when designing this challenge for you guys, putting it in an order, putting it in a way that you're going to feel like you're on top of your shit, not like you're trying to implement loads of new stuff into your life. You're going to feel good, and it's going to make you, I think, feel ready to end the year in a good way.
Absolutely. And even if you do already practice some of these habits, still come on and join us, because it's just really good to be a part of the community as well and take part in a challenge. So we will leave all the details in the description box. If you do want to come over and join us, or drop us a message on Instagram, we can send you the direct link to join the Strong Girl Goss community Facebook group, but completely free. And we'd love to see as many of you inside as possible. But that leaves us on, that's it for this week, isn't it? Nice and short, snappy one.
Did well.
We did.
No rambling.
No rambling today. But other than that, guys, as always, thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe and give us a follow. Leave us a review. It's always appreciated. And we will see you inside the Strong Girl Goss community Facebook group.
See you there, guys.
Bye.